Booktube. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. I've been thinking about doing a Booktube channel for so long. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm rambling. Hello. My name is Chaela, or aka ChaelaCanRead. Welcome to my channel. This is actually my second channel. I have my first channel, I don't even know what to call it. I wouldn't say it's lifestyle, but you should probably check it out. A lot of cringeworthy content for you guys on that channel. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Chaela, like I just said. I am a college student. I'm a senior. I'm 21, and of course I love books. Well, I have a love-hate relationship with books. Like, I love to read, but there's been so many books that I've read and I'm just like, wow, like I just cannot believe this was ever published, and it's shocking to me. But then again, I'm just like, well, you know, I guess anything could be published nowadays. And I just wanted to create this channel to kill all my chances of being respected in the publishing industry. I have a mouth. I do have a mouth. And I have a lot of things that I want to say, and I'm not going to be safe. On my first channel, I was very safe, but this channel, I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to go dive into the questions now before I expose anything else about myself. So why did you start this channel? Okay, so I started this channel because as I'm going more in depth of my career and what I want to do, I really wanted to make a separate channel of like my writing process, and I've been trying to write a novel for like the past 6 years now. And also, like, I've been watching like Booktubers for a while. I think like the first Booktuber I watched was a Clockwork Reader or something like that, and ever since then, like, I actually went to like the makeup side of YouTube because it's more scandalous and it's more provocative. And it's more in your face as well, and I like that stuff because it was more like pop culture. But then I decided to make a booktube now because I'm going back into the writing aspect. I'm a journalist. I'm a student journalist at my university, and I'm a creative writing minor. So I wanted to start this channel because I was inspired by so many booktubers. Actually, just one. That's a lie. Just one. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to start doing this too. Like, I need to speak my mind about some books that are just like had the audacity, you know what I mean? And like some books that were like absolutely amazing. So that's why I started this channel. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing fun about this. There's nothing unique about this channel. I am blunt. I am abrasive, and I am rude. I am all these things. Oh, and I'm black. There you go. That's something fun and unique that I can bring. I'm black. I am Jamaican American. So that's probably something unique. I have a very in-your-face personality. It's more like, you know, I will tell it to you like it is. And a lot of people think it's hilarious, and I'm just kind of like, why do you think I'm funny? I'm actually trying to tell you something. And and other people just think that I'm a bitch. So I'm just like, I think it's like a mixture of both. So like, so for my channel and everything, and for like my Booktube channel, it's going to be more like myself. So if you are a softie or a water sign per se, I would suggest not subscribing to this channel because I'm going to say some things that are going to piss you off. Oh, and if you couldn't tell already, yes, I am an Aries. And also with Booktube, I feel like there's such a snobby, stiff side. Like, it's so snobby and stiff and just like, ugh. Like, at least with you know, beauty gurus and like that side of like, you know, influencing in YouTube, at least they're more in your face about things. Like, yes, I'm rich and you're poor, and that's, you know, that's the way it is. At least they're honest about it. It's like they make you aware that you have nothing and they have everything. And at least I appreciate that. That's why sometimes I like rich people, because it's more like, yes, I'm poor, but you know what? At least you have the respect to tell me that I'm poor. With Booktube, it's like they shove all these books in your face, and you know, they're like, oh yeah, look at all these books. Oh, you don't have any books? Oh, well, I guess that's okay. Like, I don't know, it's like passive aggressive, and it's really snobby, and it's just so elitist at sometimes, and I'm just like, this is not what this channel is. This channel is for the most realistic people who read books. I mean, look at my bookshelf. I mean, I haven't updated this probably since middle school, so like, I still have my manga here. I still like, this is all in disarray, you know, this is not an accomplished bookshelf, and you know what, that's fine. I still buy books whenever I can, and that is it. Like, I'm not gonna flaunt all these like 12,000 books unless I get up there. Then I'll totally flip the script and basically become a sellout. So what are you most excited about this new channel? I think just being authentically myself. And why do you love reading? So I love reading because I can escape, and when I was younger I actually hated reading. I hated it so much. I don't, like, my mom was a reader, and she was the one who was just kind of like, you need to start reading or I'm bringing up the belt. And I was like, okay, fine. Because I at that time, all I wanted to do was just watch Cartoon Network, Ed, Edd n Eddy, watch Nickelodeon, like Danny Phantom and all that stuff like that. Cartoons was my ish. That was my love. But then she was like, hey, keep acting up, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. And I was like, oh shoot, like maybe let me give this reading thing a go. And so I started to read, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is actually amazing. And I think that leads into the other questions, like what book series made you love reading? I'm gonna share this again because, where is this? My camera that I was filming on decided to say F you and stopped as I was answering my next question. So here I am answering the rest of these questions on my iPhone. So if the quality dropped by 100%, now you know why. What book or series got you into reading? The Bible. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The book series that got me into reading, was probably the Pixie Hollow series. I have them on my bookshelf still. Yes, they're very iconic. Rainy till this day is my favorite fairy. I did read the first two Harry Potter books, but what? I read the first two Harry Potter books, but I just enjoy the movies better. Like, maybe it's because I'm illiterate, but I can read sometimes. I don't know, but I just could not get through it. And I think at that time, it was like all these movies were coming out, and I was like, okay, whatever. What questions would you like to ask your favorite booktubers? I don't even have, like there are like questions that I wouldn't even put out there for like people to judge me. And no, this is not like, oh, can I sniff your hair type of questions. Like, no, like I'm not a freak. But like I'm talking about like, I want to go into depth of like who they are. Like my favorite like booktuber of all time is absolutely Read with Cindy. Her humor is like a British white man's, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, I don't want to say it's dry, but it is. But I like that because for some reason people always say that my humor is very dry and very provocative and rude, and I'm just like, okay. But anyway, she reminds me of a part of myself. The other question that I have for her is basically, Cindy, when I finish reading my novel, can you please read it and rip it to shreds in a book review? That is literally my dream. This is why I'm doing this. Just for Read with Cindy to just read my book and just be like, this is the biggest load of shit I have ever read. And I will literally, I don't know how to frame a YouTube video, but I will learn how to, and I will frame that video. I will frame that thumbnail if she ever does that. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I don't want to talk about subscribers, but yes, subscribers. It took me such a long time on my first channel to like gain like a whole bunch of subscribers, and like I have that channel for the past 5 years and I'm still like 600, so like I'm thinking like, oh, like I'm gonna be like at 100 subscribers for the next 3 years on this channel, which in retrospect it doesn't really matter. Like I'm just doing it just like, you know, I don't say for shits and giggles, but like, yes. And also just look back at my writing process and who I've become as a person. Having my videos actually being watched is probably one of the hardest things I'm probably gonna deal with. When did you start reading? I started reading really reading like in elementary school. Of course, when I first started out, it was like the Disney Fairy series and Percy Jackson, Leaving Thumps, if anybody knows that series. I bet you don't. Diary of the Wimpy Kid, and oh my gosh, like so many others. But like my peak reading, like peak peak reading, middle school. Oh my gosh, like I could read a 500-page book in a week, like tops. Like it's embarrassing how like in high school and like in college, like I can't even read a 300-page book without dying. Where do you read? Huh. Well, I like to read in my bed, which is terrible because then I go on my phone and then I fall asleep. And then I read on my couch. Last one. What kind of books do you like? Oh my gosh. Fantasy. That's it. That's it. I like YA fantasy, but Jesus Christ, like, I don't know what happened. I used to eat YA fantasy up. Like, I used to eat it up when I was younger, but now when I'm 21 and I'm reading, like, A Court of Thorns and Roses and, like, other like, books, I'm just, like, a lot of the books that I read, and this is so sad to say, but a lot of books that I read had white characters. For me, like, I always have common sense. So then I was just like, why are these white girls that lack no common sense so infuriating? Like, and now it's just like, it's so hard to read YA because it's like, not all white girls are infuriating, but in YA they are. So it's just like, it's very, I like YA because it's more like, there's not even like a nice fantasy series like out there for new adult, and since I'm in college, like that's what I would read. Even though like Sarah J Maas is basically young, like new adult. Like I don't care what anybody says. But there's no market for new adult. It's like YA or adult, and that's it. No in between. Like read like old people. I call it the old people fantasy books. But I'm just like, I'm not there yet. I'm not 35. Like, I'm not 35, so I can sit there and enjoy it and be like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still young, so I'm just like, I don't want to be that old and read those books. And, like, that's because I'm shallow as well, and also incompetent. So it's just like, I don't want to put that, you know, that's just too much pressure on me. You know, don't make me change, alright? Like, I want to stick to my little bubble over here. So, like, I can't do that. So I stick to YA. Fantasy is my thing, always been my thing since I picked up, like, my first book. I do like historical fiction. I used to read those little, like, Dear America diaries, and, like, the Princess Diaries. Not, like actual princess, not the Princess Diaries, like, the actual, like, Princess Diaries that are actually not even written by the real princesses themselves, but, like, actually authors, which blew my mind when I got older. I don't know why, that was so shocking. But I've read, like, manga. With manga, like, I love Magical Girl. Other stuff about me. Yes, I am writing a book. Past 6 years. Right now I'm gonna call it Operation Magnificent. That is what it is called. Like right now the book I'm writing, like it's basically just inspired off of like very magical girl and very manga-esque like aspects. That is basically it for this newbie tag. I mean, you will learn more about me as I upload video content, and the more you know about me, the more you're going to unsubscribe. Thank you again for watching this channel and sitting here as my camera goes into shades of red, blue, and white, like clear. Bye, you guys. And don't forget, stan twice.